Millennials, what is one thing that the rest of us just don't understand? Most people don't know the age of millennials. To them, a millennial is someone that they hate and happens to be younger than them. Can confirm. I saw a lady on Facebook who essentially trashed millennials in one paragraph and in the next bragged about her daughter being in a high-level position at her company and working very hard after finishing college. She was convinced her daughter wasn't a millennial, even when people showed her the ranges. The discussion devolved into an argument about what the year range was. This sounds like my mother who thinks baby boomers are only those who are rich. I tried to explain that baby boomer is the name of a whole generation, and that she is 1 year off being one. And she doesn't have a bar of it. Well shit, born 1 year too late to be rich. Sorry to hear that. If I fail to get a job from multiple different places, it doesn't mean I'm not trying, it means the place that I tried are just picky with who they hire. Can confirm. Recently moved states due to an emergency, put out over 40 applications in the span of a week. Only received one callback, and the job I did end up landing is only due to the fact that I knew someone working at the facility. Looking for employment is an absolutely miserable process. Edit. To add, I am more than qualified for the positions I applied for, but even with experience, it's just a really disheartening process. Older millennial, I'm poor. We're all poor. Fuck this fucking bullshit. Just get a college degree, any degree will do, then go to a business and turn in your resume. You can do anything and have a good paying job with good benefits. Sorry grandpa, that worked 50 years ago for you. Welcome to 2019 already, where a college degree is a new high school diploma that'll take 20 years to pay off. Get money. It'll probably solve your problems. Why didn't we think of this earlier? The whole just go get a better job / put out for a promotion line of thought. A lot of the time we just can't do that. And one particularly annoying part of it is because you're still sitting at the top. In my profession, there is very little to no upward movement. The median age for a full-time teacher where I've worked is in the late 50s, early 60s. Nothing against them, as sometimes they can have brilliant ideas, techniques. But it's frustrating to look at the job ladder and see no one going up because people can't get off, and you can't get on. Older generations, find what you love to do and do it. Also older generations, no, don't do that. You can't make a living off that. You have to wait till I'm done before you can have the job, and I totally forgot to save for retirement, lol. Oh, and don't mind us ruining the entire company's long-term health with short-term stock pumping schemes. I can't afford to live on my own. I have a degree, goddammit. I don't have kids. I don't have unnecessary extra expenses to cut out of my life. I just can't afford to live on my own. That's just how our economy is right now. Please, stop shaming millennials for needing help to afford housing and food. 2 incomes are borderline necessary in this economy. So don't try and make me become a housewife. I can't afford to be a housewife. I can't afford children. I can't afford a home. We're not destroying industries like diamonds, magazines, designer handbags, and starter homes. Those industries aren't accessible to a lot of us. It's crazy that they don't see us buying diamonds, nice cars, and expensive bags when we can't afford housing as a good thing. There's proof that a majority of us aren't being fiscally irresponsible in the very things they complain about. When we don't really sell ourselves on Microsoft programs in job interviews, it's because that's like asking if we know how to write. We grew up with the shit. It's not hard. Edit. Just to address the most common response, I understand that Excel is way more than adding functions and has amazing capabilities beyond my comprehension. My comment was more of an attack on jobs that put so much emphasis on Microsoft Office programs and yet they only require basic functionality. One of my old neighbors, over 70, hates it when young people can't answer a question and reach for their phone to look something up, even worse, when they use the phone to prove him wrong. He expects everyone to be an encyclopedia. And before it's asked, he's not that clever or knowledgeable, just very opinionated. He's not that clever or knowledgeable, just very opinionated. Sounds like the kind of guy who answers questions with feelings instead of factual information. Doesn't matter what it turned out to be. I was just making a point. Is your point that you don't know how to fucking fact check when something sounds too easy, Uncle Jim? Because that's the point you made. How to rotate a goddamn PDF. Control/Shift/plus. Okay, I'm 37 and I didn't know this. I thought Control+ is to zoom in. Every time you bash millennials for taking participation ribbons, remember who came up with that stupid fucking idea. Here's a clue, it wasn't us. What were we supposed to do? Hi, I'm 10 years old. And I reject your participation trophy because if you're not first, you're last. No, I just said, yay, chess tournaments are fun. Oh, I get a trophy? Okay, whatever you say. I just want to play more chess. When people who grew into adulthood in the 2000s and 2010s ignore your economic career advice, it's not because we're snotty or ungrateful or don't value your opinion. It's because the economy is so different that advice which may have been good in the 50s to 80s is not likely to still be good. Just walk right in and ask to talk to the CEO and say, I want a job. I would die laughing if someone told me to do this. And so would the CEO. You can't pause a raid in Warcraft, okay? You just cannot. I had the best petty revenge on this. My mom was obsessed with some Facebook game. When she did the match puzzle, she couldn't pause it and was only given 2 minutes. I would bug her relentlessly when I knew she was playing and would say, why don't you pause the game? She laughed at it when she figured out I was doing what she used to do to me. That most of us have actually done customer service jobs our whole life. And when people talk about how millennials and the younger generations are all about instant gratification, each and every one of us has vivid memories of old fucking dirtbags throwing goddamn tantrums because they didn't get their way right that very moment. Old people have absolutely no patience for anything. Younger people typically have more manners. I wish I could apply an asshole tax for the people of the ages 45 to 60 that come into my shops sometimes. They treat me like I have no idea what I'm doing, and that I should be #blessed by their very passing interest in my business. Choosing beggars and exceptionally demanding. I have no problem with the millennial or Gen Z age groups. My grandfather had a sign in his store that said, and I quote, prices are adjusted based on the customer's attitude. We should just post that sign in all places of business. The asshole tax is real. That we aren't children. We aren't 15-year-old kids eating Tide Pods, though less than 2 dozen that did that. We're college graduates, trade school grads, union workers, and every other slice of the workforce. We have trades, kids, experience, and retirement plans. Not as many as should, but the economy the boomers left us is what we have to work with. We aren't stupid kids or out-of-touch hippies going to college to get degrees in mermaids and avocado toast. We are, it seems, the only damn grown-ups in the US half the time. And it is exasperating that so many people seem to believe otherwise. Edit. Thanks for the silver and the gold. I appreciate the support in my old age, haha. I think millennials just became a way to refer to younger people. I agree, and it's really stupid. Lumping a 35-year-old in with a 13-year-old is hardly an accurate way to assess a group of people. It is not that hard to update a spreadsheet, Brenda. You don't have to create anything. You don't have to format anything. All we're asking is for you to type in a box. If you can fill out the forms at your podiatrist's office and send an email, you can update a spreadsheet. Quit bragging about your willful ignorance as if it was a cute quirk. Ageism is a real form of discrimination. Things are different, and that's okay. We talk, socialize, and work very differently than people did even 10 years ago. It's not bad, it's just different. We didn't give ourselves participation trophies. The reason older people can get away with not being a computer technology person is not because they are unnecessary. It's because you have your kids and grandkids to do that shit for you. Stop shitting on technology and maybe just say thank you to them. Please stop trying to get us to go to Chili's, Applebee's, Olive Garden. If you make us explain, we'll sound snobby. Just, please, stop. Why do baby boomers love these mediocre chain restaurants so much? The only places my dad will eat these days is IHOP, Texas Roadhouse, and Red Lobster. And why do they act like it's not a chain of identical restaurants? There is a new Abuelos in my city. We already had one, and I do like it, but Mill wanted to go to the new one to see if it is different. The millennials were baffled. Of course it's not different, it's a chain restaurant. The point is that they are all identical. She thought since they have a different chef it would be different food. They don't even have a chef. They have cooks who are heating up the food, which is exactly the same as the food that is delivered to the other abuelos across town. There are so many good restaurants in my city, I don't get why our parents want the same old shit every time. We take them out to new places, and they always like it, but I guess they just like their reliable comfort foods. Like and subscribe.